Josh Cook. We're at Trick Flow Specialties, and I'm the manager of manufacturing and engineering here.
My name is Eddie Pinniger. We are at Trick Flow Specialties, and I handle mostly trade shows and dealer sales.
At Trick Flow, we strive to develop the world's best performing cylinder heads and intakes. We try to cater a little bit to everyone, depending on what your budget is. We have cylinder heads, our fastest cast cylinder heads, which really offer a great value and great performance for the performance enthusiast that's on a budget. You could run those heads on the street. You could take them to the track if you want. We offer several different degrees of performance depending on what your needs are. So we design all of our products in-house. We do all of our port development work, casting, tooling, design, and manufacturing in-house. We partner with only domestic foundries for our castings. When castings come to our facility, they go through a quality inspection before the first machining operation. Everything gets machined in-house. We develop our ports here. We test all of our ports on the flow bench. We take our flow numbers pretty seriously. We aim for something that's going to be repeatable for anyone, for any customer. So we're not playing any games with the numbers to get a better number by doing things like running a larger bore size or something like that. You know, you can play games to tweak those, and we aim for real-world performance.
We do everything in-house, starting with the beginning design. We have a pattern shop where we go through and make our own patterns, build our own tools for the foundry. We do everything on the intake manifolds and heads other than pouring the aluminum itself. We develop our own ports and chambers. Once we get everything developed and get the aluminum poured, we do all our own machine work. We do all of our own testing as far as port design and chamber design. Once that happens, we go through the dyno process and do all of our durability testing, and then all of our own assembly. So when it comes out of here, spring pressures are right, spring heights are right, valve jobs are right. You don't have to touch the cylinder head. You basically just wash them and bolt them on.
Flow numbers don't always tell the whole story. A lot of people want the biggest flow number that they think, oh, a bigger number is better. That's not always the case. And that's one of the reasons why we offer so many different versions of a cylinder head.
As far as Trick Flow goes, we've been here for a long time, and we keep developing new stuff, and we're just going to grow with the industry. So no matter where it ends up going, which, you know, internal combustion engines are going strong, and they're going to continue to go strong for quite a while, but it's moving in other directions. And if you're going to want to grow as a company, you're going to move in those directions. So I'm sure we're going to look at every outlet.
For me, PRI is probably the best opportunity for companies like us to see new technology, to see what their friends, what their competition is doing. Produces opportunity to collaborate, opportunity to learn, an opportunity to make friends in the industry.
PRI works out fantastic for me because it lets me talk to the end user of my product. We get to talk to a lot of racers that we sponsor. We get to talk to racers that want to sponsor us. We get to talk to other guys that are in the same part of the industry that we are, so they can realize why we're better than they are. So that's fun to show off. And we get to also talk to new potential dealers, and that's always a good time too. So for me, it's to talk to the dealers I have, bringing in new dealers, talk to current customers, and then talk to new customers also.
Talk about your love for muscle cars and cars in general and where it came from.
Well, you know, actually for me, maybe it's a little different than many of the guys in my industry here or in this market segment, but my father had an old BMW. It's a 73 2002, and growing up, that car, I grew up with that car. And my mother passed away when I was 3. And that car just reminds me of her. And I've always loved that car. And probably a lot of my attachment to that car was because it made me think of my mom, and I was too young. I didn't get to know her. But when I started to get old enough to be interested and started to want to learn to turn wrenches, that car had spent its whole life in Ohio, you know, as a daily driver up till that point. And you know, it was in pretty rough shape. And so I'd go out to the garage with the old factory service manual, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I'd go out and just start trying to turn wrenches. And you know, I learned a lot of hard lessons. I did a lot of dumb stuff. About blew myself up a few times, literally. But that car really fueled my passion for automotive everything. It's probably why I got into engineering, because I wanted to understand what made cars work. And I consider myself incredibly fortunate and blessed to be able to work in this industry. And at this company, you know, I love the team here. It's a fantastic team.
My name is Eddie Pinniger.
I am Josh Cook, and I am PRI.